Lokesh, Shri Mahalakshmi, Srimati Mahalakshmi, Shri Lava, and all other devotees and friends of Indian origin presently residing in the United States, but so marvelously continuing the great Indian tradition, though geographically so far away from the land of Indian cultural origins. I am extremely happy to know that Bhuvan is today being invested. He is undergoing that investiture ceremony. What is he invested with? He is invested with a tremendous spiritual power as contained, as encapsulated in that great mantra today we call as Gayatri mantra. All along, the tradition of India has been so that it has left no stone unturned to find out the means and ways whereby people in any civilized society will be uplifted remarkably. They will be empowering themselves remarkably. They will be energizing themselves remarkably, and they will be always lifted to higher pedestals of cultural sublimity in every possible way. This has been one motto of India ever since the dawn of civilization on the soil of this great Aryavarta or Bharatavarsha. One such device, the Vedic rishis found out, was Gayatri mantra. In India, there is a strong belief, and it is a verified truth also, that powers can be contained in mantras. In Lalita Sahasranama, we come across a beautiful sentiment when Hayagriva Maharshi says, Maha Mantra, Maha Tantra, Maha Yantra. Yantra means machinery, Tantra means a strategy, Mantra means a sort of spiritual formula. A spiritual formula or mantra is an encapsulated form of a great, immeasurable energy. Similarly, machineries can contain energies in them, or they can produce powers. Machinery can produce power, mechanical power, electric power, so on and so forth. And Tantra, a strategy, a methodology. As far as this Tantra aspect is concerned, we come across Bijaksharas. In just one syllable, a great force can be contained. And the origin of all these Bijaksharas is Pranava mantra, that is Om. It is from this Om, which is the master Bijakshara or the Pranava, all other Bijaksharas have come. Bijakshara means Bija Akshara. Bija means seed. Just as in a tiny seed, banyan seed, the huge mountainous banyan tree is contained within that tiny banyan seed. Within one syllable, a great power is contained, just in one syllable. That is why it is called as Bijakshara. For example, Ram is the Bijakshara for Agni mantra. And Ram is Bijakshara for Rama mantra also. Sri Ramakrishna, when he was still Gadadhar, a 18-year-old boy, whenever he would perform puja in Dakshineshwar Kali temple, as per Bengali religious tradition, he would take some water in his right hand and sprinkle around his asana. Whenever a performer is sitting there to perform puja, he will be sitting on an asana. We all know that. So normally that will be a mat, a thick mat, that is asana. Around that asana, a sort of fortification will have to be built up so that within this field where the pujari or the performer is sitting will be extremely sanctified. Evil forces cannot find any entrance into that place. That is the purpose. But merely wishing that the place where I am sitting must be a very purified place. No evil force must have any entrance, will not be sufficient. It has to be purified through a particular strategy, a prescribed strategy. Strategy put forth, devised by the ancient rishis of Vedic times. In Bengali tradition, they do like putting some water in the right hand and sprinkling it around to the accompaniment of the chant of the mantra Ram, because Ram is Bijatshara for Agni mantra. Fire is the greatest purifier. Fire god is the greatest purifier. So water will be sprinkled around, a sort of domain is created thereby into which evil forces cannot find any entrance. That is the idea. So Gadadhar, the erstwhile Ramakrishna, would chant that Bijatshara Ram and sprinkle water around his seat. Whenever Sri Ramakrishna did that, whenever Gadadhar did that, flames of fire would emerge out from the place where these water drops have fallen. Right hand, water is there, and he sprinkle around him in a particular way, and water is being poured around him, sprinkled. Wherever water fell, water drops fell, flames would be put forth. Sri Ramakrishna would say it later, in the later part of his life. He used to say, wherever the water was put, flames of fire would emerge out from the earth. That was the power of Gadadhar Ramakrishna. If the performer is of pure mind and he is charged with that extreme sincerity, Shraddha, if pujari, the puja sadhaka, if he has that deep Shraddha both in the mantram and in the deity that he is worshipping, because of that power of that firm faith, the mantra would assume life and it would immediately, forthwith, put forth its effect. What I was trying to say was, a Bijatshara is a living mantra. Like Om, all these Aksharas are living. Vishwamitra found out 24 such letters and he combined all those, he knit all those 24 letters into a beautiful mantra which today we call as Gayatri mantra. If you count the letters in Gayatri mantra, Tat Savitravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Bheyo Jonah Prachodayat, that is Gayatri mantra. There are 24 letters. Why Vishwamitra was so particular about 24 letters? Because the universe is controlled by 24 forces. And the symbolic of all those forces are there within every human body. After all, the human is an encapsulated form of the universe itself. Shvetaketo Tattvamasi in Chandogya Upanishad, the father Aruni tells his son and disciple Shvetaketu, you are Brahman. The whole universe is in you. It is there as the subtle body inside you. The gross body and the subtle body, these two combine together to form the whole universe in an encapsulated form, within which there is Atman inside. So within every human body there is Atman, and outside that Atman there is subtle body. Outside that subtle body there is gross body, and the subtle body and the gross body both are composed of 24 forces, just as the external universe is composed of 24 forces. The external universe is controlled by 24 forces. This is what Maharishi Kapila has beautifully explained in his Sankhya Yoga. Remember, Sankhya Yoga is the best science about Genesis. Even today in the whole world, Sankhya, according to Swami Vivekananda, Sankhya is the best of the sciences that deal with the genesis of this universe. So universe is made up of 24 forces. Those 24 forces have seeds inside every human form corresponding to the large gross outside forces. Which are those 24 forces? First, let me take this gross body. It is made up of Panchabhutas. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. Akasha, space. Vayu, air. Agni, fire. Apaha, water. Prithvi, earth. These are the 5 Panchabhutas, the gross Panchabhutas, of which the human gross body is made. Inside that, there are 19 forces, 5 external forces, 19 internal forces, totally becoming 24 forces. Which are the 19 forces inside that are there in the subtle body? Pancha Prana, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Manassu, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Pancha Prana, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. These are the 5 pranas. They are there inside. They are there in the subtle body, Pancha Pranas. What are the Pancha Jnanendriyas? Tvak Chakshu, Shrotra, Jihva Agrana. Tvak means skin. That is not the outside grass skin. Corresponding to the outside visible grass skin, there is a subtle skin inside. For every grass indriya outside, there is an inner sensory center inside. Inner sensory center is there. Even though eye is grass and visible for the vision outwardly, it is not the eye that is really seeing. There is some inner center, inner optic center, that is responsible for the process of vision that is taking place through the outside eye. Like that, all the Pancha Jnanendriyas, they have their corresponding inner origin sort of things, functional centers. So, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmen, Pancha Prana, 10, Pancha Karmendriya, Vak, Pani, Pada, Paya, Upastha. What are the Karmendriyas? Karmendriyas means the Indriyas that are entirely committed to functions, doing some function. Vak, that is mouth. Pani, the hands, 2 hands. Pada, 2 legs. Paya and Upastha, 2 evacuatory organs, excretory organs you can say. So Pancha Karmendriyas, 5 in number. Pancha Jnanendriyas, 5 in number. Pancha Pranas, 5 in number, totally 15. The remaining 4, Manassu, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, totally 19. 19 forces constitute the inner subtle body. 5 forces constitute the external gross body. 19 plus 5, 24. So 24 forces that control the external universe find their shelter, safe lodging in the human body. Therefore, human body is a miniature universe itself. Corresponding to the Atman inside, there is Brahman outside. Corresponding to the mind of man inside, there is Maya, Jagannatha outside. Like that, for every external wonderful force, marvelous force, powerful force, there is a corresponding inner force within every human body. Therefore, human body is a very divine entity. Deho Devalaya Prokto. Vedanta declares, Deho Devalaya Prokto. Jivo Devaha Sanatanaha. Tyajet Ajnana Nirmalyam. Soham Bhavena Pujayet. The Vedic rishis have declared this. So, human body is made up of 24 forces corresponding to the 24 very powerful, magnificent external forces that are operative in the outside universe. Corresponding to every force, Vishwamitra found out a Bijakshara and he manipulated all those Bijaksharas and he combined them. He formulated them into a beautiful mantra that we call as Gayatri mantra, the most powerful mantra and the mantra of all mantras. Unimaginably powerful. If you sincerely chant Gayatri mantra 24 lakh times, Akshara Laksha, for every Akshara, 1 Laksha. 1 lakh. Akshara Laksha is the tradition in Indian spiritual lore. Any mantra, when you are initiated with, it should be repeated Akshara Laksha times. Om Namah Shivaya. There are 6 letters, 6 lakh times. If you repeat, you will get some new power. A sort of power, the presence of which you can vividly feel, tangibly feel. You can feel some sort of a power has entered into you. And if you repeat it crore times, Akshara Koti, then the God to whom this particular mantra pertains will appear before you. Undoubtedly, this is the fact. Any mantra that is repeated so many crore times as the number of letters in that mantra, the sadhaka is bound to have the vision, the darshan of the particular deity, the concerned deity. So, this is the foremost of all mantras in Indian Vedic tradition, Gayatri mantra, and to the accompaniment of the regular repetition of this Gayatri mantra, so many samskaras will get unfolded within man and man become the most exemplary character. 16 such samskaras are there. Valmiki enlists and says, Rama was the veritable manifestation of all these 16 samskaras. Charaka, the great surgeon of ancient India, who has written a great treatise on the health. He was a surgeon in Benares University, Charaka, Sushruta. They were all the professors in the medical faculty in Benares Medical College. Benares was having the best medical college in the whole world during those times. In fact, Alexander felt like replacing the Greek doctors with the Indian counterparts. That's a fact. Plutarch, a Greek historian, makes a mention of that in the biography he has written about Alexander. So, thus goes history. That's a different thing. The Sushruta, he takes these 16 samskaras and says, a person, when devoid of all these 16 samskaras, will be counted as an unhealthy man. For a pure, complete health, all the 16 samskaras will be there in every man. What are those 16 samskaras? This medical science of India makes a clear list of all these 16 samskaras. Purva Vibhashi, Sumukhaha, Yashta, Hota, Data, Atithenam Pujakaha, Kale Hitamita Madhurarthavadi, Nischintaha, Nirbhikaha, Hliman, Dhiman, Dakshaha, Kshamavan, Dharmikaha, Astikaha, Mangalacharashilaha. These are the 16 samskaras. So, I have taken more time than what was allotted to me. I am extremely happy. During my last visit to Portland, when I had stayed with Lokesh and Mahalakshmi in their newly built up beautiful house, I was there for about a week, more than a week it seems, during which time we did some Rudrabhishekam and all those things. At that time I had told Lokesh, next time when I come here, I should see Bhuvan wearing this Yajnopavitam and doing Gayatri Japam regularly. I want to see it. Lokesh is such a sincere fellow and so scrupulously he carries out Indian religious injunctions that he found it necessary that Bhuvan should undergo this great samskara at the earliest, and today the anointed moment has come. What a great day! What a great day really indeed in the life of our Bhuvan. Every Indian boy, every Indian girl is born to change the destiny of the whole world. Vivekananda says that the whole world is in need of light and India alone has that light. What he meant was Indian culture, Indian tradition, Indian philosophy alone has the light that can enlighten the whole world. And the main door for all this light is Gayatri Mantra because it is in the Sanskrit and mainly it is in the Vedic mass of knowledge that we find that light. And to find entrance into the Vedic marvelous knowledge mass, Gayatri Mantra will be the main gate. So Bhuvan today has been given that great privilege of entering into the main door of the Vedic tradition. I wish him all the success. I pray to Lord Ramakrishna, Mother Sharada Devi, Swami Vivekananda and Gayatri Mata, that they may bestow their kindest blessings upon Bhuvan so that he will live up to the great Indian ideal, that is, every Gruhastha must become a Rajarshi. That is the goal Indian culture puts forth. He is a Raja and a Rishi. Outwardly he must be a king, and inwardly he must be a saint. That is called Rajarshi. That is the Indian goal for every human being that it has put forth. Unless he wants to become a sannyasi, he should become a Rajarshi. May he become a Rajarshi and set an example for all others around him as to how they can live up to the highest ideals of human possibilities. I thank you all for a very patient hearing, and I pray God that He may bestow His blessings on each and everyone that is present in this most auspicious occasion. Thank you so much. Jai Ram Krishna.